My life is a mess. And I think it's manifesting itself physically in my small business. So today I'm going to be testing out a really, really cool, secret, special, new product from Caydo. Caydo? Caydo. 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 Caydo? Caydo. It's a electric yarn winder, WBW0001A. We're going to be using that because, as you can see, I have so much yarn that needs to be wound. And although I do enjoy winding yarn, my body does not. I am a violinist. I am very susceptible to shoulder pain. And, you know, winding yarn uses your shoulders. And so I am super excited to be trying out Caydo's electric yarn winder. Hi, I'm Anna from Miss A Crochet. I run a small crochet business called Miss A Crochet. And I am a college student, entrepreneur, musician, sociologist, and my life is kind of crazy. Today's Friday, the day after my 13-hour day. So I'm frazzled. I literally am hopping, jumping from task to task, unable to do anything productive. And so I think if I clean up my workspace, my mind will feel cleaner and I will have motivation to exist. And so hopefully today, with the help of my Caydo electric yarn winder, I can fix my life, because these shelves are like just terrible. I mean, it's just so bad and I need help. To start, we have, this is huge. Hold on. Let me get my other yarn winder that I have to unscrew from my desk. This is huge. I think this is easily going to be able to fit an entire skein of Bernat Blanket. I really hope so, because this one can, kind of, if I'm like really pushing it, you know, winding it very tightly, which again hurts my arms sometimes. But I think based on the size of the bobbin, there we go, alone, I think we're going to be okay. So I'm already super excited. We got, ooh, I don't know if this is going to fit my desk. No. We have the actual thing itself that you plug in, and you can change the speed. This is fancy. Can you tell that I haven't looked at the reading instructions? The instructions for this thing at all. I think I'm making this tighter. Oh, okay, that worked really well. I want to see if it fits my desk. It doesn't. It has springs. And they do things, I'm assuming. I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to fix my life. Okay, I think I finished putting it together. They do give you 2 extra tiny screws. Ta-da! I have the desk. It does provide you with a super long cord, which is very nice. I'm really far from an outlet, so I have to go. Okay, moment of truth. I'm just gonna toss it on the floor. Oh! Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I don't understand though how this works. Okay. Lift up the spring and feed the yarn through the groove in the middle. Okay. This is interesting. Continue feeding the yarn through the holes in the grooves. 2 around the lower line, and then I'm gonna try and, oh, oops, I have a knot. What if I do it full speed? Oh, that is full speed. Oh, because it's heavy, because it's getting tangled on my floor. I mean, it's kind of working. My yarn got tangled though, and so like any time there's any like pullback on it, the thing immediately stops. Here, I'll show you. Like anytime there's like anything that kind of pulls back on it, it just stops and then it doesn't resume. So then I have to like turn it off, and it's just getting more and more tangled. I think because Bernat is so heavy, it's moving so much slower. Or when I lift up the springs that are holding the yarn in place, then it moves a lot faster. So I don't know if maybe that's a make or break. Here we go. It's gonna go. If I lift this, it starts winding faster. And I feel like it winds better. But the tension wise, it's looking really pretty good. I still have a lot of room to finish winding this ball. So maybe I just need to make sure that my yarn is completely untangled before I actually wind it, which, you know, seems really smart, but I guess isn't common sense to me. Okay, so we have a little bit of like stuff falling off of the edge because this is, I mean, obviously really thick yarn. But I mean, I can easily push it back into being like a part of the skein. When you do get to the end, it really then starts accelerating and spinning a ton. So I would definitely say be careful, because this was getting wrapped around the base a lot. I think I need to try it with a lighter weight yarn, figure out how to do that, and then try it again with Bernat. I'm not mad, but I'm not sure. Next, I think we should try acrylic. I already have a center pull with this. So I just feed it through this, lift up this thing, feed it through that, feed it through this, feed it through this, through here, and then it says wrap around this twice, and then hook it up to there. Okay, that's working pretty well. This is at full top speed. Yeah, like the second that I have any resistance kind of pulling it, it starts to kind of stop, which I appreciate, because, you know, you don't want it to keep trying to wind up this huge knot. So after I pulled out some of the center yarn, it now winds a lot faster. So I think even though you're not sitting there winding the yarn, you still obviously have to be present and helping this thing. Otherwise, this is going to take forever. But, you know, if you're maybe like watching TV, it doesn't totally matter that it's taking a longer time because you're not the one winding it. So this is it now with a bunch of like loose yarn that it's gonna get, and then I'll show you again a comparison when it's just like actually pulling it from here without my help. I don't know, maybe it's not that much slower. Maybe because we're getting a pretty big hole in this, it's not as tight, but you know, for trying to not have pain, arm pain, shoulder pain, winding yarn, I'm not mad. I think the issue is with Bernat, or at least specifically that Bernat, where Bernat is a lot heavier. It's fighting against these little things, the springs, because it's a thicker yarn. I don't know, can you tell the difference? but I think it's heavier, and so it makes it have to go slower, whereas, you know, when we're winding it, we can just like crank it out. But I'm really not mad at all. Okay, sorry. Okay, it was getting pretty slow, and then I turned it on and I turned it off again, and now it's going really fine. I don't really know what that's all about. But we're getting to the nitty gritty. And, oh! Okay, that time it didn't do like a crazy wraparound. But, oh, look it. And we can get, I do really like that it leaves this. I mean, unless if I squish it. I have access to the center pull and the outside edge, which is pretty nice. It's, you know, it's kind of weird looking. If you look, you can see all these like checkered areas, especially like right there. Like you can really tell that it's kind of an automated thing. Let's try another yarn. Let's try a Juicy Couture. I'm going to take some layers off of this, which is what I do when I wind my yarn with my other winder. Just kind of make some piles. And then he's just going to sit by me, and we're going to turn this on and see how it goes. We have a tangle, and that's okay. I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to fix the tangle. This was a full skein of Juicy Couture. This is like a pretty big acrylic skein. This is, I'm pretty sure it's a full skein. Might be a partial of Bernat. I think now that I know my mistakes, I'm going to do another skein of Bernat. And I'm going to do new Bernat. So maybe it will be smoother. Okay, I have this orange. I'm a little scared of it. I really kind of want to find that center pole, but I don't think I will. I'm never good at finding the center pole with Bernat. I say as I find it. Heck yeah. Okay. But that means that I really have to get this outer one out of the way, because that will definitely tangle and cause huge issues. Okay, I have my center pull. The yarn seriously like just got caught on my pant leg and it already stopped. So it's very touchy. But it works for the most part. If I'm fast enough. Maybe I have to slow it down a little bit. These really crazy patterns on it. It's a little like tyrophobia something. Repeating holes. I don't know. I'm going to wind this one the way I normally would wind it. I'm going to repair times. And I'm going to start now. Usually, see, I mean, I think it's just kind of inevitable that they're going to be knots and tangles and things, but some might be easier to deal with different winders. I feel like they're both equally as loud. This one definitely rocks my table a bit more, but that might just be because I'm the one using it. I already feel like this one's just a little bit faster in regards to blanket yarn. If we're talking acrylic, I'm so using the Caydo electronic yarn winder. I hate acrylic. I hate touching it. With this, I have to touch it. I mean, I don't have to, but it's recommended. I don't know how long that took. This one feels slightly heavier, but like not by much. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the one that wins because I'm looking and I'm only at 4 minutes. And I was talking a lot during this one. This one took a little bit longer. I feel like this one might have been wound tighter, but it also had like the fighting against the weight thing, whereas I was here like kind of determining that. I'm definitely going to keep using this for my Juicy Couture yarns and like Bernat velvets and acrylics. I don't know if it is an end-all be-all solution for blanket yarn, just because it has a lot of issues with kind of starting and stopping because the yarn is so heavy, which is fair. I mean, it's blanket yarn, it's thicker yarn, and so of course you're gonna make a product that can wind, you know, DK, fingering, those are probably the same thing. Velvets, you know, like those kind of things. I'm a little sad that it can't do blanket. I mean, I've only tried to do it with blanket twice, so I mean, it could be user error. If you guys think I'm doing something wrong, comment and let me know, because that is only my third yarn winder I've had. The first one I had was absolute trash. This one was crazy expensive, and this one is cheaper than this one and electronic. So I don't know, which would you rather spend your money on? Like, pay a bunch, have it work, but you have to do the work, or pay less, it works, it's just a little bit more time consuming. I don't know which is better. I probably should know, because in my sociological theory class we're talking about time and the concept of time and how our different views of time shape our own realities. But my reality says that I like it. I don't love it for blanket, but I really like it. That's all I really need. I also just think the pattern is so, like, when I hold it like this, isn't that weird looking? Like, it looks really cool. I've never seen it like this though. Like, even, you know, when you get it in store, I guess you don't really get caked yarn in the store. I don't know, I just feel like I've never seen people's caked yarn look like this. Like, it's giving pineapple. Huge shout out to Caydo for sending me this yarn winder. I mean, like, it's really impressive as I get my fingers trapped in it. I never really ever thought of there being an electronic yarn winder. I just assumed I would have to suffer and do things by hand. This is gonna be super nice because when I use acrylic, I want it to be wound, but I hate touching it. Like, I don't like touching acrylic that much, so I don't have to touch acrylic as much when I wind it with this. And velvet yarn, I feel like sometimes gives you like rope burn somehow. I don't know. If you are interested, there will probably be a link down there. Check it out. If you are big into acrylic and cotton and wool and things of that nature, I am sure this will be your best friend. As a blanket user, connoisseur, I think it will help me. It already did. I mean, I wound like 2 things and my arm didn't fall off. It just needs a little bit more oomph to be able to wind these heavy yarns. Nonetheless, I'm super excited to have another yarn winder in my grasp, especially one that's electronic. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me during this very short and spur of the moment video where I really, all in all, was just procrastinating doing my homework and discovering that I really need to clean my yarn room because it's nasty and covered in yarn and I have no motivation to clean it. But I think with my new yarn winder, my old yarn winder, and the beauty that is wound yarn, I will find the motivation to freaking clean, because goddamn, I need to.